All right. Welcome to DCT episode 2.
Ben, the pine cone. Where is it, and why has it gone away?
You worry me sometimes. Okay. Anyways, DC has had quite the weekend.
Yes, Commanders made some moves.
Yep.
What do you think?
Debo Samuel. I am quite excited, I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
He's an exciting player.
He is. The weapon that he was used as in San Francisco, if he can translate that to Washington, that'll be a very exciting team.
He'll find success.
We've got Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler catching passes out of the backfield, Jaden Daniels. Now we've got a third guy that can run his ass all around the field.
Yep.
I'm very happy with that.
Like a streaker.
Yeah, and the fact that we got him for a 5th-round pick, that's more than a streaker cost. But
that is true.
Still
a good streaker.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited. That offense is going to look a lot better, and I know that most teams look at him as only a running threat.
Yep.
Which is funny because he's a wide receiver, but he immediately slots as our wide receiver 2.
Yes.
Terry's better. At this point in his career, he's better. I know a lot of people are saying that Debo's washed. He's had a bad season
Look,
last
San
season.
Francisco had a weird season last year.
They
With
had
Christian McCaffrey.
They had a lot of injuries.
I don't think they knew what their game plan was. That
No.
poor coach had to come up with an entire new game plan every 3 games.
I mean, Shanahan, with what he did last season, he's viewed as one of, if not the best coach in the league, right next to Andy Reid, of course. But the fact that he went to the Super Bowl, lost, and then was rewarded with, okay, we're going to take the best running back in the league that you have, and we're going to set him out for the first 8 games.
Yep.
And he was like, all right, I got to slot another guy in. He did that. That running back, spectacular.
Yeah.
Throughout the season, Brandon Ayuk, contract issues. He went down.
Yep.
In the second game, I think it was, out for the season. So Debo really had to take on a load that he wasn't prepared for.
No. I don't think he went into there thinking he was going to be a running back.
No.
You're a wide receiver.
Yeah.
You know that there's going to be some running involved, but you don't think, especially when you have a guy like McCaffrey on your team.
Yeah.
I don't think you're expecting to have to carry that load.
No. And pause. I just think that once you put that talent into the Washington locker room, it's just going to lead to even more success.
I think Daniels will utilize it well.
In his career, Debo has never had a quarterback like Jaden Daniels.
Purdy was
not.
No,
Jaden
he
Daniels.
wasn't. He wasn't anywhere near. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
he's just a good story. He's a feel-good story.
The cap hit is a little more than I was wanting to take on.
Yeah.
But we had the 3rd most cap space in the league, like we said last episode. So I'm fine with it. $17 million is not great, but it's doable.
It's disposable.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, you can get rid of it. And we were talking about last episode, you don't want to tie yourself up with bad contracts.
Yeah.
Right now you have a fresh team, young talent.
Mm-hmm.
They're not tied up to a lot of cap space.
No.
You have that ability to have a revolving door, bring in new players that work best.
Yep.
You still have that, but you have to be careful not to do these legacy contracts.
Yeah.
Like I think Cooper Kupp, like we talked about last episode, I think that's a bad idea.
No, yeah.
And now it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
and the fact that Cooper Kupp is making $8 million a year more than Debo.
yeah.
And he is.
But Debo had 7 touchdowns, not last season, but season before.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done similar things.
No, 100%. So once you slot him in, wide receiver 2, you've got Terry. You're going to get a better line with free agency coming in. We do have to lock some of our guys up, like we were talking about last episode.
Yeah.
I do know. I've
Lock
heard
him
that
up.
Bobby Wagner. We've got Pete Carroll in Oakland.
Yeah.
He may be going.
He
there.
might want to go.
So if he does,
Frees up space.
it does free up.
You
some
know,
cap
if you're
space.
trying to look at it positively.
Yes.
And we in DC, we're very good at looking at losses positively. We'll get to the Wizards later.
But yeah, I think he does really have the potential to be quite the offensive weapon in DC.
Yes,
So
I agree.
I'm
He's been a
excited.
beast.
Speaking of offensive weapons in DC, let's talk about Ovi.
We are going to talk about Ovi, but first we're going to address some slander
Oh,
that you said this week.
I don't recall.
I believe I
anything.
received a very
No.
very provocative text think that might be the wrong word. A very angering text from you saying that Ovi is a goal farmer and he's farming goals.
That's out of context.
I don't think so. Context there.
First of all, let me go over the fact that I texted you that and you immediately didn't talk to me for a couple hours after that.
As anyone would.
Yeah. I was just saying that you brought up the point that they are losing and Ovi is still scoring goals.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that.
And any other
he
sport,
can't do it all.
In any other sport, if you say, yeah, the team's losing, but this one player's still having success, that's stat padding.
Let me ask you a question. If Jaden Daniels is throwing multiple touchdowns a game, but we're losing, are you saying he's touchdown farming? No, because it's a touchdown. He's trying to get his team to win. Ovi's trying to score goals. If he was getting shots on net or getting hits to pad his stats.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing if you were to ask it in basketball, and people still say that
this is the
that farming.
Dumbest thing I think anyone's ever said into a microphone.
No.
Yep.
No.
And I watch the news. No, that is.
A lot of that going around nowadays.
I really don't think what you're saying is fair, and I want to hit you in your forehead, which should be easy. But no, I disagree with what you're saying entirely because he's not farming goals. And also, he is farming goals, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the way he's getting his goals.
So I was correct.
A little bit, yeah. Tiniest bit. No, when it comes to Ovi, he's getting goals from good spots.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting them in the slot. He's playing down low. He's getting pucks into the zone, and he's holding it better than he does or has been recently. He used to be a player who wouldn't cherry pick, but he would cheat the rush a little bit.
Yeah.
He's looping down into our defensive zone. He's carrying out. We're getting 3 guys on the puck and moving up the ice. It's making a big difference.
Okay.
I think that's why he's getting better goals.
Mm-hmm.
He's on average for 0.7 goals a game this season. That's
Nice.
better than he has, I think, 10 years past.
Wow.
He's on an incredible run. He has great help, but he's really on an incredible run right now. I think he's been fantastic. He is farming goals, but there's nothing wrong with farming. You like potatoes? Don't answer. Your T-shirt size did it for you. I know you like potatoes, my Irish friend, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you know where potatoes come from? A farm. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
You having an issue with that is very upsetting, but you are right. He is farming.
I love hearing those words. You are right. All right. We'll hear a lot more of that later
The
on.
Lindgren contract.
Yes.
$3 million, 3 years. I don't like it.
A little too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
When you look at the other contracts around the league
Yeah.
for goaltenders, it's too much.
Especially
Jonathan,
as a backup.
for a backup.
Yeah.
He's a backup.
Mm-hmm.
People won't admit it. He's not the starter. He's not going to be the starter. That's Logan Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
You already gave him starter money. You need to start giving him starter games.
Yeah.
He gets more games. I think Lindgren's played like 27 this season. That's too close for me. He shouldn't be doing that. Now, I know the load for starters, don't say it, has been lightened. It really has been. Your starters aren't playing as much as they used to.
Yeah.
But Lindgren making $3 million per year, way too much. Jonathan Quick for the Rangers, he's had an outstanding game for his 800th game, got a shutout.
Yeah.
Amazing saves. He's making 1.2.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
You have Philip Gustafson. I think he's making 3.7. He's the starter for Minnesota. He's unreal.
Yeah.
He's been fantastic. For what you could have gotten if you went out to free agency or poked around or gotten a trade, you could have gotten a much better goaltender than Charlie. I want to keep Charlie, but not for 3.
Not for 3.
I would have done 2.
Okay. Do you think that amount of money, giving it to him, is going to do any sort of thing to Logan Thompson's performance going forward?
I think it could affect confidence.
Okay.
You're making I think he's making 4.6, maybe a little higher. I forgot.
Yeah.
He's making more, so that is nice to be making more than your backup.
As every
As
position
one should. But no, I mean, I bet there's got to be a healthy competition there. But they're 2 grown adults. I think you can put it aside and be happy that he got his bag and you got yours.
Yeah.
And you want to go out there and play the best hockey you can.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd be annoyed. Like at work, if you were getting paid the same as me, I would be very offended because obviously we're not the same.
Yeah.
No, but it would affect my confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially you. So, after getting a little bit heated there, I'm going to move on to a nicer portion of
Let's
this
do it.
podcast. And that is, happy birthday, Bryce.
Thank you, Ben.
It is.
Thank you.
I hope you had a great weekend. What did you do this past weekend?
I went to Philadelphia
Why would you ever do that?
Well, I got lost. I was looking for love, and I go every year to Philly for my birthday to get cannolis from Reading Terminal.
Little shout out there.
Little shout out. They're the best cannolis I've ever had.
The only place in Philly we will ever shout out, by the way.
It makes me want to learn to speak pasta. Like, I want to start using my hands when I talk. I love cannolis, and they're the best. So I'll drive 5 hours. I'll do a day trip.
5 hours.
5 hours.
Round trip.
Yep.
Okay. Would you drive 5 hours if it was 5 hours there or 5 hours back?
I would definitely get 2 cannolis at that point. But yeah, I would. Okay. I'm not staying in Philly. It's like a hit and run, really. It's just a drive by.
A little more productive than a hit and run, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to gift you something real quick.
You got me a gift
for your birthday.
Oh, Ben.
Fairlife milk.
You didn't have to.
I wanted to give this to you. For those of you that don't know, probably most of you, Bryce here is a milk connoisseur.
Doctor.
He is the milk doctor. So I figured I'd
don't
give him
say that.
Pause. I figured I'd give him something. I was looking in the grocery store at all the different types of milks, and I was like, huh, this has 50% more protein. And I don't know if you see Bryce, that's exactly what he needs. So here you go, buddy. Happy birthday.
I can't thank you enough for not only getting me arguably one of the worst milk brands there is out there, but the fact that you only got 50% protein. Everyone knows
50% more protein.
The people I train at the gym know that I'm a 75% minimum.
Of course.
No, this is a fantastic gift, and I'm sure I will make quick work of this.
You'll probably use it later on in this episode, right?
Is it? Are we doing hot shots?
Yeah.
Then yes, I will, if that's allowed.
Yep. All right. So, good birthday overall, though.
It was great. Thank you for asking. 22.
Wow.
I know.
You're so young.
I'm going to die soon. That's crazy.
You're in a midlife crisis.
I knew I was old when I went on Google, and the first thing that popped up before I typed anything in was Zillow. I was like, oh, God. I was like, no. What do they have, though? No, it's fun.
Good.
You want to talk about a success story, another success story besides me in D.C.? Talk about the Washington Wizards.
Oh, yeah. Great intro. I had no idea who you were talking about at first, but they are very successful.
They are.
They're great at losing.
I've never seen a team that dedicated to putting L's on their scoreboard.
Yeah.
Scoreboard.
It's okay. We all have those moments. No, you want to hear a crazy stat? At some point this year, they were on a 16-game losing streak.
Are you sure?
I'm very
Because you're
sure.
dyslexic. You might have. Well, actually, 61's
61
worse.
61
so,
is way worse. But
that's disappointing.
16 games. And the team that snapped that streak that they played was the Denver Nuggets, who...
They have 39 wins this year, no?
Yeah.
That's a good team.
That's a great team. That is a top 5 team in the league.
That's a playoff team.
100%. Yeah, no, that's not just a playoff
But they're
team.
built for the playoffs.
Yeah. Considering 2 years ago they won a ring, and they have the best player in the league on that team.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
That's a scheduled loss.
That's a playing down to your opponent.
Denver's going in there. They're thinking, and rightfully so, they have a 16-game losing streak going on. We don't need to try.
No.
Let's just go out there, go through the motions, get our check, and go to the next game.
Exactly. So.
But that's a good team to beat.
Great.
It's a fun one.
Yeah. So there's a couple other teams that they played this season that they were not so lucky against.
Do you want to rank your 5 worst losses of the season?
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Let's go.
I think starting off in my 5 spot would be the Wizards versus the Clippers back in November.
Okay.
They lost 191, or sorry, not 191.
I was going to say, they are really bad.
121 to 96.
Okay.
So, quick little 25-point loss.
Wow, the math in my head was wrong.
What's new? James Harden in that game, who is now 36 years old, by the way. This is not James Harden from 2019 when he was dropping 40.
No.
This is James Harden now, who could probably stand to lose
43 pounds.
Yeah.
That would do.
Yeah. But he had 43 points this game. And Malcolm Brogdon was their leading scorer with 17 points. And Malcolm Brogdon was great. Was great.
Yeah.
He was Rookie of the Year for the Bucks.
Yep.
But that's long past. So
to
moving
let
on.
Harden do that to your team,
Yeah.
he hasn't screwed a team over since.
Probably,
I think every team he's been on, he's screwed over. Now that I think about it, Katie has to hate him more than any other player.
Yeah.
He was with him with the Thunder.
Yep.
He was with him with the Nets.
Yeah. That's it. But I would hate him.
I would, and his stupid beard.
Hey.
No.
That beard is glorious.
That beard looks like an off-ramp. I don't know what the heck it is. It's too long. I don't like it. His mouth looks so tiny.
He's known as the beard.
His head looks like a donut. I don't like it.
He eats too many of the donuts.
That is true. He does look like a bakery.
Anyways, we'll move on from the James Harden slander. Another game, they played the Cavs back in December. They lost 118 to 87.
Okay, the Cavs are 50 and 10.
Yes, but the NBA scoring average now is around 115 points a game.
We are well below
The
average.
Wizards went out that night and were like, we are going to score 30 points less than that. They said, I have no interest in this game, and
Well, to be fair, the fans don't either, so.
that's true. Yeah, I guess you get what you put in, but pause. We'll move on to the third game. Wizards versus Magic. Now, this game was 121 to 94, so although it was a 27-point loss,
Felt like more.
it felt like more, and that was because you've got your bench guys. Your
Yeah.
bench guys are coming off, and they're thinking, we're going to give you some scoring output. We're going to give you some energy.
Yeah.
The starters that game, there were 3 guys that were scoring 20 points. The bench players came off the bench and gave you, from 6 of them, a combined 12.
Slow down, guys. Jeez. Save some for the rest of us.
Exactly. Jonas Valanciunas had
You said 17 points?
12.
12.
They had 12 points between 6 of them.
Okay, how many of them were paraplegics? Because if they rolled onto the court, now I'm a little bit more sympathetic.
No, they're all professional athletes that scored averaging
That's insane.
one basket.
No,
per
that's
play.
that's bad.
Yeah.
I would fire you.
Yeah.
I would send you to the G League.
No. I mean, you could send that whole team to the G League, but it's not going to make a difference.
No, they'd probably do bad there.
The second game on this ranking is the Wizards versus the Grizzlies. Now, this game was bad. Although it was 24 points, not as much as a 27-point loss in third
Improvement.
place. The Grizzlies' 2 best players this game were Jared Jackson Jr., who is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every year. Offensively,
A ghost, if you will.
sometimes, yes. But their second best player this game was Scottie Pippen.
Who?
Sorry, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this, and
I think 50-year-old Scottie Pippen could do that to the Wizards this season.
probably. But I was thinking about this, and this means that the Wizards won their championship, their one and only championship, back in 1978.
Yes.
This means that in 78 they won that championship. 79 they made another appearance, and then they went 20 years forward in the future, and Scottie Pippen had just won his 6th ring for the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
And then we went 25 years past that, and Scottie Pippen Jr. is now scoring triple-doubles on the Wizards.
To be bullied by 2 generations of a family is really astonishing.
They went that entire time without sniffing another finals appearance.
That's brutal.
Yeah. And that's only number 2.
Oh, please.
Number one on this list is the Wizards versus the Thunder. They lost this game 136 to 95. Now, for you,
Wait, one more time.
136 to 95. Now, you being the mathematically challenged individual that you are, that's a 41-point loss.
I was going to say 31. All right. Really?
The starters that game shot 3 for 29 from 3-point range.
You can do that.
I could probably do that. I think I might be able to
do you
do
think
better
there's a
than that.
locker room issue with this team? Do you think that they are mentally, do you think they like each other? Do you think they hate each other and they're just going out there?
I think they really do like each other. The only issue is that the only player on this team with any sort of experience, excluding the 2 new guys that they just traded for, Middleton and Marcus Smart.
Those are late additions.
Those are late addition. For the majority of the season, it's been Jordan Poole, and Kyle Kuzma. If those are your two veteran leaderships, one of whom is one of the most inefficient players in the NBA,
yes,
you are on a very downward spiral.
And they shipped him off.
They did.
They got rid of Kuzma.
They shipped Kuzma off, yeah. So you're left with Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
And it is not a pool party every week in DC.
No.
It's
Keep the trunks on.
It's
Tarps
the desert.
on.
It's the Sahara.
It's depressing.
Yeah. So it might be a locker room issue, but I think for the majority part, it is just the fact that there's not enough talent on the team. You've got Keontae George, Bub Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Corey Kispert.
Yep.
These are all guys that are still pretty young, learning how to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think if you give the four of them another few years, now Corey Kispert's a little older than the rest of them, but if you give the three of them another few years playing together, they sign contracts with the Wizards again in a couple years, extending them. They could be special.
Yeah, but you have to keep them.
You do.
And why would you want to stay on a team that has 11 wins this season?
Yeah.
11 wins.
They were genuinely, at the beginning of the season, forecasting them to have single-digit wins.
Yeah, I mean, not to exceed expectations, folks, but
it's an 82-game season.
I mean, you think you're in the NBA, you want to be having fun.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that's on players' minds, but you want to win.
Yeah.
A lot of these players are driven to win.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a team like that, I say check, please, and then you're never going back to that restaurant.
No.
I mean, I would never want to eat chicken again.
No.
If I played for the Wizards, I would want to go somewhere else, find a new team. I mean, your memories of that team has to be soured.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think you can keep anyone.
You don't think anyone on the team can stay?
I think anyone can stay. I don't think I would want to.
Okay.
I think I would want to go. I mean, you need something to keep you there.
Okay. So
is
you're
that
saying,
something flag? Are we looking at a lottery situation where you're banking on getting the number 1 overall pick? And is that enough to keep people around?
I think this year is also a little different because obviously Flag is a generational prospect, but this is a deep draft. There's guys 1 through 5 that can be very good in the NBA. We've got Ace Bailey, a couple other guys, his Rutgers teammate. But on a whole, you've got to think that they're being this bad just for Flag.
You think they're tanking?
Yeah.
Really?
100%. Which doesn't really help them because
it's
the
a
draft
lottery.
Lottery is like just for preventing tanking.
Yeah, this is for specific teams who try to do this.
But they're trying to get as many balls into that spinner as they can.
I think tanking's dangerous. I think you can lose a lot of fans.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not necessarily against tanking.
But
if an owner's willing to do it, they're the ones who are losing the profits.
The idea of tanking is that you lose profits so that in the future you
gain it back with the generational talent.
Exactly.
Or a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. So I'm a proponent of it.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
They do it in the NFL.
They do.
Tennessee Titans this year.
The NHL is like the NBA, though. They don't want it. They don't want any of that.
Yeah.
They want more parity in the league. They want your bad teams to earn it. But I think sometimes it leads to a larger disparity.
Okay.
Because if you have a team that's bad and then they're not winning that lottery, you're going to continue to be bad.
Okay.
I think tanking should be allowed. I would get rid of the lottery. Or at least make the lottery smaller.
Yeah.
Do a smaller sample size.
Yeah.
Give the 3 bottom teams a chance.
Yeah.
And then you can have it based off place.
Mm-hmm. And there's always that team that is in that 1 to 5 range that has a better record than those other 3 teams, then they end up with the number 1 pick.
Yep.
Like
the Rangers a few years ago, they got 2nd overall. They got Capo Caco. Now that didn't work out for them, and I'm very happy. The next year they got Alexis Lafreniere.
Yeah.
I mean, these are good players.
Mm-hmm.
Caco's doing great with Seattle.
Yeah.
And I don't think they deserved it, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
I don't think that's a team that needed a 2nd overall pick and a 1st overall pick.
Yeah.
They just didn't. They didn't deserve it, and they got it because of the lottery.
Yeah.
And a lot of people complain about the lottery. I think you would have less complaints about teams tanking than you would the lottery.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, the Wizards, it's a hard watch. this season. That's like watching SNL. It's almost as hard. Like, at this point, I'm just tuning in to watch the celebrity appearances.
Yeah.
The difference between SNL and the Wizards is sometimes the SNL has professional athletes. That's the main difference between them and the Wizards this season.
Honestly.
It's been bad.
Yeah. So do we want to move into your favorite segment?
Is it hot shot time?
It is hot shot time.
Let's get into hot shots.
All right. Would you like to go first?
No.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know.
Me to ask your question?
Shoot.
Okay. By the way, guys, today we have our Louisiana hot sauce. We're bumping the question difficulty up ever so slightly so that when Bryce eventually takes this hot shot,
it might die.
It might kill him, honestly. Yeah. But we'll get to that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay. So your question is a Washington Commanders question.
Okay.
Switching it up from the Caps.
Yeah.
You know too much about them.
Fair.
Over under 5.5 players this season with an interception.
Under.
Wrong.
I hate you. I hate you so much. I was very excited when you got close. Oh, man. You ready for your question? Or do you want me to take a shot now? Here, you know what? You do the honors.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You fill her up.
I think I deserve it, honestly.
No, yeah, of course. No, please. All right. This is murder of the first degree, though, just so you know when you fill it.
Yeah, it's okay. Here we go.
That's fair.
No.
Hey,
right.
buddy.
All right. That's a shot. That's actually a lot less than a shot. We'll put this here.
Really? I feel like that's about the size of a bullet.
You can ask me a question now. That way, if I do have to take a shot, I'll be taking one with you.
Yeah. Over under. The Capitals have had 4.5 starting goaltenders since Holtby. 4.5 starting goaltenders since Holtby. It's been a while.
Under.
Poor.
Me?
Yeah.
Damn. How many was it?
You've had 6.
I really wanted to go.
Because you had Anderson, you had Vanacek, you had Samsonov, you had Kemper.
I guess it's really
you had
just
Lindgren, and you had Copley.
It's really just
because they gave Copley a shot.
Remembering these guys. I don't remember some of them. I'm not going to lie.
That's fine.
So,
are we going same time, or do you want to do a domino effect? I'm going to chug this milk immediately after, if that's okay.
I think you should go first.
Okay.
And then while you are recovering,
which there might be some recovery time involved.
There'll be a lot of recovering time.
Understood.
Some may be spent in the bathroom later, but I will go right after you. Well, cheers. Then you go.
Yeah. Smells like Louisiana. Alrighty.
Why would you take it then?
Mom.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, man.
All right. Cheers. Yummy.
Everything's itchy.
Oof. See that sweat perspiring on his forehead? That was good. Nice little palate cleanser, you know? How we feeling, buddy?
I hate you. Oh, man. This is breaking my contacts.
All right. Well, I think that's a solid jumping off point. Thank you for joining us this week, and we will see you next Wednesday. Bryce?
Goodbye.